You guys, there's two reasons that I know that this message is super powerful and needs to be heard. Number one, as soon as I'm about to start the message, this van pulls up outside and they have like this motor going. But the interesting thing is, it still ties into the message, because I was going through a policy and literally motor sports was one of the things that I saw, as well as yacht. I also saw a motorcycle earlier that ties into this message. Now, this message is for those who have just jumped timelines. You're on a new timeline when it comes to your love life. You are no longer in a place of self-deception. What do I mean by that? You're ready to face the truth. You're ready to face the facts. You're ready to face yourself. Congratulations. I'm right here with you. You see, on this journey, we're constantly growing, we're learning, and Spirit wants me to emphasize you're also healing generational wounds, karmic wounds. So a lot of these patterns you have repeated lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And the theme of this message is self-love, reclaiming your personal power, reclaiming your destiny, choosing yourself. The collective that I'm speaking to, you have done all of these things. You have finally decided to choose yourself. You have finally decided to stop self-sacrificing, to stop putting others' needs and wants before your own. I'm speaking to a collective that is so powerful that you are literally changing the trajectory of your entire life simply by you choosing yourself. You, my love, have finally stopped accepting breadcrumbs, giving out discounts, accepting the bare minimum. You've realized that there is a such thing as spiritual bypassing. Yes. What is spiritual bypassing? Is when people use spirituality in order to avoid accountability. This happens a lot when it comes to this divine union, divine counterpart journey. Many people feel as though, well, this is my divine masculine, this is my divine feminine, so I have to go through hell and high water for this person. I have to stick around even though they're abusing me or they're abandoning me, they're ignoring me, they're gaslighting me, but hey, they are my divine counterpart, so I have to stick in there. Spirit said no. The reason they continue to show up that way is because you were meant to break that karmic cycle. You've repeated this cycle once again in many lifetimes. And Spirit said, in this life, you are meant to break the cycle. You are meant to finally see where you were breaking your own heart. Thank you, Spirit. So if this message resonates with you, please stay. And if it does not, no hard feelings, no judgment. But I'm speaking to a collective who has fallen many times. But Aaliyah, I channeled her song, Try Again, actually through my own message, because I watched the Aaliyah message earlier after somebody liked it, and I went on it in order to reply. And I started listening to the message, and it literally tied into this message about love, even though that was about your career. But she said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. You might have been seeing the numbers 444, 321, 333, 222, 1222, 1221, 717, 777, 818, and 144. If this message is for you. But Spirit said, Brush yourself off and try again. Don't wallow in your sorrows. Don't cry over spilled milk. Spirit wants you to forgive yourself. Right now, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to say, I forgive myself for accepting that type of treatment. I forgive myself for thinking that I deserved that. I forgive myself for putting another person's feelings before mine. Because you see, many of you were afraid to break their hearts when they've been breaking yours. You know how amazing of a catch you are. And you knew that if you were to cut off your energy completely, that they would regret it for the rest of their lives. Because I'm speaking to a collective that is unforgettable. You have people that you broke up with years ago, who you were in relationships with as children, and they still reminisce about your relationship from time to time because you see, you are one of a kind. And many people don't figure this out until it's too late. Spirit said, allow them to miss out on you because that is necessary in order for them to break their own karmic patterns. The same way that you've been perpetuating a karmic pattern of being an overgiver, of being a people pleaser, of self-abandonment. The person on the opposite end, they've repeated patterns of abandoning people, manipulating people, harvesting people's energy. Thank you, Spirit. Did you know that energy harvesting is a form of destiny swapping, is what Spirit told me? Let me repeat that again. Did you know that energy harvesting is a form of destiny swapping? This means that the person laying next to you in the bed every night may very well be the very person who is delaying you, who is blocking your blessings. Spirit said, I am speaking to a collective that is meant for more. And it's so funny because Spirit literally uses my own videos against me sometimes. So that video popped up in my feed the other day. This is your season of more. You deserve more reciprocation, more love, is what I said in that video. And Spirit said, yes, don't forget that. You said that. You deserve more. More appreciation, more respect, more reciprocation, more time, more affection, more romance. This is not the season for you to settle. This is not the season for you to give people bargains and discounts, to accept their excuses of why they're not showing up for you when there is someone else out there who will. Spirit said, it's time to think bigger again. It's time to think abundant. I am abundant, I'm hearing Spirit say. I am abundant with options. But you have to see it, and you have to be open to them. Because if you're just so focused and dead set on this one person, this one relationship working out, you're limiting God. You're closing all of the other doors. Spirit said, I need you to be a little more picky in this season. Yes. Let people say what they want to say. The ball is always in your court. You're never stuck. You are not a prisoner. I'm going to do a reading in a moment. It's part 2 of my reading that I posted earlier. But first, I had some channeled messages that I wrote down. All right. So a few of the synchronicities that I came across. One was progressive insurance. I've said it before, I work in insurance. So progressive insurance came up. Spirit said, you are progressing, okay? This way of thinking is progressive. It might be unconventional, is what I'm hearing. Many people might not understand it. Some people might be pissed off because you finally saw your worth. You finally realized that they were manipulating you. That's what I heard. I'm just the messenger. Spirit said they've been manipulating you, whether they know it or not. So Spirit said this is a progressive way of thinking. Please continue. 1, 2, 3, 333, and 888 could be significant, as well as 444, if I haven't already said that. Spirit said progressive also represented moving forward, as well as forward movement. If you're in relationships with people, their karma will rub off on you. So if you have certain things that you're destined for and they have bad karma, guess what? It's like a joint marriage. Your debt is their debt. Their debt is your debt. I think I've made that clear. So Spirit said, you will now see forward movement once you make this final decision, once you cut that cord. Emerald loyalty level. So this was so interesting because emerald makes me think of Thoth. Okay, it's now making me think of Halls of Amenti. I'm hearing Dark Night of the Soul. Okay, so ego death. All right, this ego death is actually propelling you to the next level. Thank you, Spirit. I also saw biker and bikes. And that's so funny because I told you that earlier I came across my message where I was channeling Aaliyah. And we all know that she was about that life. Her whole vibe was like biker chick. But Spirit said they were blocking your blessings, my love. Oh my God, you guys, it's so crazy because I just saw the suggested song that popped up was Me and You by Cassie. And so I'm like, that's interesting. And then Spirit showed me Cassie and Puff Daddy's relationship. Now, one of the other things that I channeled earlier was The Devil Wears Prada. And Spirit was showing me that in The Devil Wears Prada, so Anne Hathaway's character, initially, she's like this small town girl, right? She moves to the big city and she has this boyfriend. She has this guy that she's in love with. And next thing you know, she gets this position at this prestigious magazine company, right? I think it's in New York. So that's interesting because New York, I keep channeling. So you could be from New York, right? But anyway, she gets a job, I think as like an assistant for this prestigious editor. I think it's for like Vogue or something like that. But anyway, while she's working there, she changes her whole persona. Like her clothes change, the way she talks, the way she walks is giving a complete glow up, a glam up, okay? And while it might seem like a good thing, and it was a good thing, she also became very superficial. She began to abandon her friends, her boyfriend. I think she missed his birthday party at one point in the movie. So she ended up breaking up with him. She ended up pretty much losing all of her friends. And she pretty much lost herself. It wasn't until the end of the movie that she realized this, because the woman that she worked for, like I said, she was very prestigious, is giving popular socialite. Everybody wanted to be her. Okay? And there was one time where Anne Hathaway, she took this book because every night someone would have to drop off like a book to this woman's home. I forgot her name, you guys. Drop it in the comments if you remember. I can't believe I forgot her name. But anyway, she drops the book off, and one of the rules was for the assistants to never like go inside of this woman's home. Okay, they're supposed to just like drop the book off and then leave. But Anne Hathaway, you know, she got a little curious. So she starts walking around the house. So she starts walking around this woman's house. It's giving nosy. You know what I'm saying? And she actually walks in on Meryl Streep. Yeah, I had to go and look it up. Meryl Streep, who's pretty much the main character. She's like the editor in chief. And she walks in on her having like this disagreement with her husband. And she realizes that this woman has been putting on for people. She was actually in the midst of a divorce, but she was keeping up appearances because she didn't want her business out in the news. Okay? So it's giving, she was staying in this miserable relationship in order to keep up appearances for her reputation. Thank you, Spirit. To protect her reputation. So many of you, for whatever reason, have been staying with someone to keep up appearances. And I'm hearing it's not only dealing with other people, you're trying to keep up an appearance for yourself. Thank you, Spirit. It's an old version of you that thinks that this person is somehow on this pedestal and that this person defines you. Thank you, Spirit. And you feel as though if you break away from this person, that says something about you. Spirit said, you were always the prize, my love. You were always the gift, not them. You were a blessing. But Spirit said, now it is time for you to be a lesson. Allow this. It is a part of their healing journey. I also see here Fool card. So Spirit said, you're about to take a fool's journey. What is that? That's when you step into the unknown. And I know many of you are scared because that's all you've ever known. And you're like, I have to start over? Yes. But Spirit said, don't worry about the wait, because the wait is over once you let go of this dead weight. Because you've been waiting anyway, right? So Spirit said, once you cut off that dead weight, it is going to make room for what's truly aligned for you in this season. Another one of my videos popped up, and it was the video where I was talking about everything that you're attracting is a reflection of you. So how you feel about yourself has to be mirrored out into the world. How you feel about yourself has to be mirrored through your divine counterpart. So this tower that is collapsing, this breakup, this separation is happening because you, my love, have grown out of it. You've graduated. Yeah. And just like a school graduation, because I'm seeing when people graduate, I'm seeing an actual graduation where people are happy and excited, but at the same time, they're sad because they know they're leaving all of these people behind, especially those who are going off to colleges out of state. They know that they might never see some of these people again. So you experience mixed feelings. And thank you so much, Spirit, because when I restarted the video, the next channeled song was We Did It by Dora. It makes me want to cry. You did it. You finally figured it out. You finally unraveled yourself from the web of lies and manipulation and gaslighting and abandonment. I'm hearing mother wounds. This was tied to a mother wound. So maybe your mother abandoned you and you learned that I have to love her unconditionally. Even though she abuses me, I have to stay there. I have to be compassionate. I have to still be a good child. You were taught to people please. You were taught to love people even when they didn't reciprocate that love back to you. I'm hearing family. So you were the black sheep. You got the short end of the stick. But Spirit said you're in a season now where it is safe for you to trust your intuition when it says, it's time for me to go. Something doesn't feel right. I'm hearing follow your bliss. Once you know your worth and you know what you deserve, that is the answer. That is the only answer. So anything that contradicts that, understand it's an illusion. Okay? I don't care how many readings you get that tell you stay with this person. Spirit can only go off of your cue. So if you want to stay in illusion, then Spirit will support that. They're not biased. But once you wake up, oh, the readings start getting a little different. The readers start getting a little different. The messages start coming through a little different because they're going off of your cue. Okay? So a few more synchronicities I came across. I have this book on my bookshelf, and it's a book about Obama and Michelle. And so once again, Spirit said that many people, they stay in relationships for appearances. Michelle and Obama might seem to have a perfect relationship on the surface level, but Spirit said it's not about appearances. How does that person make you feel? I don't care how much money they have. I don't care what position they have. Take them off a pedestal. Your happiness trumps all of that. Bars. But Spirit said, I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to come home. I'm getting emotional. I was waiting for you to come home to yourself. The age 21 and the age 16 could be significant. Those were very significant times of your life. I'm hearing that taught you not to love yourself, that taught you to people please. 133 is also significant. Spirit said that last person, this is a message for the divine feminine, because it specifically says that last masculine puts you in a masculine energy of fighting and flighting. Spirit said a true divine masculine will make you feel safe, baby. I don't care what ideologies and philosophies are out there about twin flames and what they are, and a divine masculine and a kingdom spouse. Spirit said a kingdom spouse is going to treat you like a queen, not like his concubine. Thank you, Spirit. Well, he can call on you whenever he pleases. Spirit said, throw all of that away. And I'm right here with you because I too, like I said, am on this journey. No more spiritual bypassing in this season. Family Affair by Mary Mary popped up, so that song could be significant. But Spirit said everyone will have to take accountability in this season. 9% on my phone, so 999. But divine masculine, divine feminine, understand you are breaking a generational curse. Your ancestors had the same patterns. That's why they were passed on to you. They settled for breadcrumbs, for the bare minimum. They stayed in relationships for appearances. They were worried about what people would say. They were worried about being single in their 30s and 40s, as if there's a problem with that. Okay? Oshun, bees, the color yellow is significant. Spirit said you've been going through a battle of the egos, or a battle of the ego. This has a dual meaning. So you've had a dark night of the soul, but Spirit said there's also been hidden competition. And many of you have tried to once again stay in this relationship because you know that there's somebody in competition. You don't want to lose to them. Spirit said, what's more important? You winning or you being happy? Because if you're staying in a relationship simply so that the other person won't win, who's really losing? Let them go. I channeled Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson. Go and listen to that song. It's giving succubus spirit. It's giving mistress. It's giving the other woman. So like I said, somebody has been in competition with you. Thank you, Spirit. So now it's all tying together. This is where you've been keeping up the appearances. So you stayed in this relationship so that you can get back at the ex. Fuck them. Yeah. This is about you. This is about your happiness. This is about you getting what you deserve. I'm hearing your retribution, but you are the justice, my love. You choosing you realizing your worth, that is the justice. Now I have one more dance popping up here by Whitney Houston. So yeah, they want one last dance or one last chance, but fuck that. Because they've been fumbling over and over and over. Spirit said, it's over for you. Time is up. Divine Feminine, specifically, I'm hearing, because I'm picking up a karmic female. Spirit said, these karmics, they were competing and fighting energetically over a masculine who was never even meant to stick around. It's giving a seat warmer. He was here to teach you lessons. And the lesson was for you to learn how to love yourself, for you to learn how to not accept the bare minimum. Okay? So now that you've passed, it's time to move on to the next grade. Okay? You don't graduate from high school and then show up for the 9th grade the next year. You move on to college. So Spirit said it's time for you to move on. And what's going to happen is you are going to feel him trying to hold on to you energetically, because Spirit said there was a very strong cord. And I'm saying all of this very fast because my phone is dying. Okay, so that could be significant for someone, your phone dying. Okay, that could be a sign that this message is for you. But Spirit said, understand that there's two things that are going to happen. Number one, you're going to feel the divine masculine pulling on your energy to try to keep you energetically connected. Okay? Number two, you're going to experience the old version of yourself also trying to stay connected, because that's all he or she has ever known. This is why you have to have an ego death. Once you understand why you're moving on, which is that you now understand that that was emotional manipulation, that was energy harvesting, that was a destiny swap. Now the light bulb should go off and you're like, what? No, that's not happening. Okay, that's what's going to propel you forward. I always say, my people perish for lack of knowledge. That is in the Bible for a reason. So once you know better, you can do better and you don't look back. So Spirit is telling you that, my love, it's time for you to do better. Because you do, you know better. But Spirit also understands you were just trying to be obedient. You really didn't do anything wrong. Spirit really was giving this person a chance to change. You really were a gift. And they fumbled a gift from God. Who does that? Who returns a gift from God? Someone who doesn't appreciate it. Okay? Someone who doesn't see clearly. They don't even know that it's a gift. But Spirit said to forgive. Don't hold any resentment. Understand that they were playing a role. Okay? But one of the things, like I said, that's going to happen is you're going to feel your divine masculine trying to hold on to you energetically. So if you feel this tug of war in your body, understand it's because you guys were tethered. If there was any type of sexual energy exchange between you, make sure you cut those cords. Make sure you call back your energy. Okay? Because they can still harvest your energy. But Spirit said, of course, they're going through hell and high water. That is a part of their karma. It's for them to never be able to forget you. It's for them to never be able to forget how they fumbled a gift from God. That is the karmic justice, my love. Losing you. And you didn't even know it. Losing you is one of the worst sentences that most people have experienced in their lives. Like I said before. Because people don't realize how valuable you are until you walk out of their life, and then they're surprised. Like, what? Yeah. Spirit said that they were banking on you never discovering your true value, your worth, you always being there, waiting for them at home. No. Spirit said one day they're going to come home and it's going to be empty. All of your clothes are going to be packed. All of the furniture is moving out. That's what it's giving energetically. Today is that day. They never saw it coming, but neither did you, the collective that I'm speaking to. It hit you like a ton of bricks. You just realized that I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this situation. I'm not happy with how I was treated. We can't just go on like everything is normal. This is not okay. Something is not right. Spiritual bypassing. Spirit said, let go of all fear and anxiety of not knowing what's on the other side of the curtain. Understand that on the other side of fear, on the other side of you settling for the bare minimum, is someone who is going to value you, is someone who's going to love you. So if you're afraid of what's waiting for you, remember, the world is a mirror. Reality is a mirror. So once you start loving yourself, once you start raising your value, raising your price, the world has to respond to that. But as long as you're okay with accepting the bare minimum, the world has to respond to that. So Spirit said it's okay to take that leap of faith. I got you. I'm not going to let you fall. I will catch you. So in this next season, get ready to catch flights, not feelings. Because I'm hearing Supreme, like Supreme Pizza. So, that has like all the toppings. Thank you, Spirit. It's funny because one of the cards I pulled from my Barbie deck earlier, she had pizza. But anyway, I digress. So get ready to receive supreme treatment. To get your supreme deep dish, okay? And I'm hearing also to get your wish. Your true wish fulfillment. Remove that stamp of it having to be a specific person. So that you can open the floodgates of options and opportunities for the universe to work. Surrender to the universe. Surrender to God. Trust that they got you. I love you. You got this. So congratulations, my love. You're ready to graduate. So get ready for what you truly deserve. Because it's coming. 5% on my phone. So fives are significant. 555. Peace and love. Stay strong.